let's see. Excuse my sniffling. It was cold last night, so I woke up with some drainage. All right, so I got this new resin. It's the Resin 1 THHR, high resolution. So it comes in like kind of a matte-ish finish. And I just wanted to test the washes and the process for painting this moving forward, because this is pretty much the base tone color that I already base all of my uh, paints in, or my head paints in, for the most part. So it's perfect if I can skip a priming and base coating portion of the paint process. Then that cuts out a lot of time. I just got to figure out the ratios, though, of like the washes and how to go about doing it, because it'll react a little differently painting it directly on the sculpt itself without having a layer. So that's what I'm going to do. So I used to use, I thought the BJD resin by Resin 1 would be a good starting point, but I found that it is a little bit more, as you can see, kind of, I don't know if you can tell on here, but a little bit more plastic looking. And the BJD resin's meant for kind of joints, kind of moving joints, and to create a lot of like friction, if you will, without having any dusting or any wear from the joint moving itself, because they're made to be made for the BJD dolls, so which are articulated dolls. So, but the washes react kind of differently on this because it's really smooth and it doesn't really bind the paint. So this one, I kind of need a layer of primer to bond to. So this one being kind of a different finish, I'm gonna see how this one reacts, and we'll do it live. So I did it once with this guy back here, but I still figured out the ratios. So this one is a imperfect print, that's why I'm using it. There's a line, I don't know if y'all can't see it, but there's a line that kind of goes through the print like this. So it's very faint, and I'm going to use this one because I don't want to sell this one. So with a big line. Let me know if y'all can hear me or not. I have a mic plugged in, so I don't know if any of this is coming through or not, but we'll get started. So I'm going to use a transparent brown to start off with. Kind of darkens the skin tone initially. So I don't even know if I can see chat. Let's see. Chat viewing options. Live chat. Okay. Boom. Got it. All right. Anyone in here? Just type in the chat real quick. See if they can hear me. Do you do any sanding? Oh, there we go. Cool. Do I do any sanding prep before painting? I don't sand the face itself, but I will sand like for this one I probably won't show it, but I'll sand like the underside of this. That's going to, let's see, there's some jagged edges right there. I sand those because they're going to be put on a neck, usually with a mezco, and if you're starting to articulate it, it'll scratch the paint off. So I'll sand the inside of that. I'll usually sand the back of the ear because I put supports along the ear right here. So I'll sand those down, and then I'll go through, and there's these little nubs usually on the back where the support kind of rests. I'll go and I'll like clip them off to make them as flush as possible. So that's about all the sanding I do. Usually if there's a misprint or something on it, like on the face or something, that I'll toss it aside for like a misprint and then sell it in a misprint lot because they're good for practicing. If you don't want to like lose a good looking sculpt to uh, uh, painting errors, you know. I gotta poke a hole in this. Okay. And Monument Hobbies paint is very like fluid, and so it acts differently than normal paint. It's kind of like, I don't know. It flows really well, sometimes too well, and so to get it hard to stick. So I gotta find that ratio. But I'm switching to using the Tamiya red, the clear red for like the red wash, and then I ordered a clear yellow and a clear blue. So once I get the ratio with the red down, it'll just transfer over to the blue and the yellow, and then I can do the washes at that point. All right. I'm doing 2 transparent browns right now. I'll try to count these drops. This dropper comes out pretty fast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do 8. See how that looks. I know a lot of like 1/6 painters and stuff would print in similar colored resin, or they even cast it in like a skin tone resin to start with, and then just do washes on top of them, and then airbrush imperfections here and there. So that's what I'm trying to do. I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I hadn't made the jump to regular resin. I've been using water washable for the most part, and they never had like tone colors. It was always just like gray or like other colors. So I'm just gonna test this, see how it looks on his hair. That's a consistency I want. Sure, we'll go with that. It's a test one. They're all about learning. So let's see. And for these, I found that getting in the ears is a little bit difficult. But I just have to go back and spot paint the ear inside of it, let it dry a little bit. But if this doesn't, work the way I want to, then I have a different way of going about it. I'll probably have to put a layer of matte varnish on the head before doing the washes, which is, you know, something I usually do anyways. But if I have to do that for that, that's better than priming and base coating. It's just doing a layer of matte varnish. So this brown also gives a good speckling effect too underneath. and I have one that's untouched for comparison, color wise. But see, like, I don't know if y'all could see it. There's like, you can see kind of on the nose there and on the cheek, it kind of like just kind of pools there. I don't know. Like parts of the resin will bind better than other parts. So let's see if I can do this. So I'll just have a sharpened toothpick. I'm trying to blend it a bit better. It's kind of like, it almost sands it. It's soft enough to like blend it. If not, this is where the light airbrushing of a skin tone or even a skin tone wash can come through and uh, blend it. All right. Where is my other one? I thought I had another one. Oh, here we go. All right, so it's a little darker already, as you can see. I don't want to go too dark. All right, well, in an effort not to go too dark, I'm going to move to the red real quick. All right. Again, this is a Tamiya color clear red. I just put it in a empty Monument hobby bottle, so just easier to control instead of being in that little glass jar. All right, 2 drops of this. Let's try 8, same ratio. 8 drops. All right, hold on. Let me see if there is anything. No. All right, testing this on just the back of his head. Let's see if it's just the consistency I like. Sure. Yeah, we'll go with that. So 2 and 8 so far. This might be a little too watered down, but we will see. May just have to do 2 washes of the red to get the effect I'm looking for. Okay. And the sponging just, removes excess and kind of gives it a texture of the sponge on it, so which kind of, I found, kind of mimics the pores. It's a little red. Again, they got that part of the brown that's stuck on the nose. Sometimes I'm fine with it if it looks natural, you know. I'm all about trying to look at most realistic as possible. But try to minimize those as much as I can too, you know, because I want to kind of control them. All right, we'll do another red. I'm going to leave this one on a little bit longer. Try not to let it pool in areas I don't want it to pool, like down here in the cheekish. The middle of the face is fine, you know, we kind of get flush to there in real life. So, just trying to control the flow of it all. I'll leave this for a couple more seconds. You're doing pretty good. I appreciate it. Hope everything is good with you. Alright, so I think 2 and 8 for the Tamiya Clear Red is a good ratio because it doesn't overpower it right off the bat. It's very controllable. Oh, that's probably why it's dark right here. I don't have this light on. Boom. There we go. I wonder why I can't see. Alright. And again. Alright, so this cheek one kind of went away, but the one on the nose is pretty prominent. Hard lines with the washes. Let's see. Giving a fair amount of pressure when I do this to try to blend the lines away. Alright. I think it's all just gonna have to come down to blending with a skin tone color. I do like the look of it because putting it on directly on top of the resin itself without a primer or anything, you get that kind of tone underneath that gives it a translucent look, you know? Like you're looking at like the actual blood vessels and stuff popping through. So starting resin color washes so far. Alright, I'm gonna try to do a brown wash again. The resin itself is kind of pink. It has pinkish yellow tones-ish to it, so I may not need to go with the yellow, but I'll probably hit it with blue. But I'm gonna hit it with this one more time. See, just a quick one, just to like literally kind of start here though. So just gonna put it like this and then instantly dab it off. No waiting for this because I just want to tint it very slightly. Oh yeah, now we got the what I like to call the Chinese painter skin tone. You know, like when you get the third party head sculpts and they just have that fantastic skin tone. Usually, that look of that translucency. That's what this is right now. Hard to see it, but okay, I have a big freckle dot here. I'm just gonna try and move off. Yep, there we go. There as well. Hello, Bubba. What's up?
I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Are you saying stepbrothers related?
Sure.
Alright, thanks.
You're welcome. Alright. So done a brown wash, 2 red washes, back to another brown wash. We got this kind of tone. You can't really, I don't know if y'all can see it, but there's like the speckling that's more prominent on there. I'm gonna hit it with a blue. It's probably gonna try and lighten it up a bit. I'm gonna cut down a little of the harshness. Ultimately, I have to paint. I have a commission, if you will, or like I'm painting something for somebody, and I have to paint it to the Duke body. This is more red of a skin tone than this is, so when I do that one, I'll just probably cut back more on the brown. Alright, I'm going to do 2 of these and 10 drops of the blue. Alright. 1, 2, blue. Because this blue is just such a dark and heavily pigmented color. Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's do 12. So as you can see, it's really like, it's a transparent blue, but it looks almost opaque. Always gotta test it on the back of the head just to see if it's the... Let's see. Yeah, no, that's too. That is too blue. This one will need to be watered down a lot. Oh. All right. So I did 12 drops. Try 20. That's another 10. So 22. I have to do a different blue altogether. Just might be just too blue. Yeah, still really. Still kind of too blue. All right. So we're kind of looking at for like a very like how the red was on there, almost watery. That's the consistency we're looking for. You don't want to paint a layer of blue. You just want to tint the layer of whatever you're going with. I'm just putting a lot of water in this. Let's see. I would much rather have really thin, watery washes and do multiple coats of them, multiple passes, than having a not so watery one and then having to fix it. Let's see how this goes. Hard to tell, do it on this one right here. Okay. I don't know. Do I try it? Do I try it? It's like, I don't know. It's all about experimenting. Hmm. Oops, sorry. Your mini creation says hi. Oh man, I haven't been seeing these chats. All right. Oh, now I have them up. Okay. The sand prep wet head sculpt. Do you expect to paint for today? This one. Yep. Mr. What was a toothpick technique for toothpick? If you're still in here, Robotest toothpick is you take a toothpick, you sand it down. You sand it down to kind of a point. And usually I do this when I have a layer of like a varnish in between, but it's to kind of blend and scrape away any paint defects. So whenever I do eyes, there's usually when I'm done with the skin tone, I'll varnish it, right? Let it sit for like a day, and then I go and do eyes. But if I do eyes and the white is kind of on the lid or wherever, I take the sharpened toothpick, and then I just, scrape the paint away because it's on top of that varnish. The varnish protects the base layer, and then you're just scraping the white or the defects away rather than the whole tone, the skin tones. But for here, like this, the wood is soft, right? It's hard, but it's a soft material overall. You can almost kind of sand it or sand things by just like using the wood to blend whatever defects you're using or having. So that's what I use a toothpick for. So. What colors do you use for painting the skin? So like I said, I got this new resin. the THHR is white clay. This is kind of the base tone of it. Um, and this is kind of like what I use to start. But I do the washes in a brown, red, blue, yellow. Um, yeah, those are the main ones: brown, red, blue, yellow. Sometimes like a reddish skin tone if I'm trying to add red, but not super red in there. I do like a sepia if I want to add brown and yellow. Those are the main. But the main washes are brown, red, blue, and then what would be yellow. So sorry, I didn't know this chat that doesn't pop up, kind of like Instagram, so I have to like check it every now and then. So cool, makes sense. Thanks to it. Yeah, always I always varnish at. I try to varnish at every stage. So um, priming, base coating, varnish, washes, uh, varnish, and then you can do. Then after that, I usually don't varnish until the final one because then it's I do eyes and hair in the same session usually. Unless the eyes take forever, then I just do eyes, and then I do hair in a different session, and then once it's done, I varnish it all. So, all right, we're gonna fucking send this with the blue and the consistency and how it is, and if it fucks up, we'll deal with it live. So, I will know to use a different blue, add more water. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna see how this guy looks once it's done. I'm nervous, but we will see. Yeah, look at that. It's super saturated blue. A lot of people's mistakes that they make whenever they tell me that they do the washes is that it's not watered down, so and it ends up painting the colors. They're like, yo, I did red, then I did blue, and then he turned purple. Like, yeah, you probably didn't water it down enough, and you ended up just painting it and wet blending. Yeah, so he is super blue now. So, which is interesting. So you can see all the blue on him now. All right. But let's see if we can fix it. So I'm going back in with a red wash. This time I'm just going to let it sit on there. I'm not going to dab it off. Just going to let it sit. This nose, man, got really blue for some reason. Let's put some more on there. All right, I'm gonna let it sit for like 20 more seconds, I guess. Let's see. Usually, whenever I do too much of a color, I'll just go back in and with the base tone that I've based it in and do a thin wash of it and blend it back in together. But since the resin is, there's no base tone, I have to probably find one that's close to it and then go from there. Nope, he's still blue. Alright. Let me do this. Go drastic with the red. Two, and then maybe like a 1-to-1 ratio, or one more drop. Alright, drastic red right here. Cut through the blue. Need a little bit more. You know, it's actually a good red consistency. Just 2 drops and 3 drops of water. 2 drops of the clear red, 3 drops of water. It's a good. Now, like the blue is starting to look like kind of veins underneath the skin. I need a little bit more sticky tack on this. It's moving too much. No, that blue's still there. I don't want to do another brown. I don't make it too dark. So, can make it a base skin tone. Oh, awesome. Thank you for tuning in from Spain. That's pretty cool. Alright, I need more sticky tack because it just keeps moving. Alright, now to see. So your head looks like this. You're at your stage of painting. Oh no, did too much blue, did too much yellow, did too much whatever it is. Gotta bring it back. So let me get the base tone. It's kind of closest to it for me. It is warm flesh, I would say, is the close tone for that. Try and save it. Try and bring it back. If not, then it is a learning one to thin the hell out of this or use a different blue. I knew. I was like, this is going to be too dark. I shouldn't do it. But I wanted to see how it turned out. Now I know. I'll move that to the side. All right. 2. So like, see that kind of color matches the color of the resin. And 2 drops, and we'll do 1, 2, 3. We'll do 5. Use this brush. But like, look at this, like how it flows. Like, look at that. The Pro Acryl paint, just like flows so smoothly. Alright, let's try and save this blue dabba-dee dabba-die guy. Alright, now I'm just gonna lather this up, because this will give it the speckling as well with the skin tone. Actually, probably give it a little bit more water. God, that blue is super harsh. 6, 7, 8. Okay. Alright. Let's try another one. Oh yeah, that's better consistency. If this is a wash, pun intended, then I'll move on to another head and we can push through it quickly, see how that looks. See if I can match a skin tone real quick. I'll probably save this off camera another time. Alright, so he's lightening up with the skin tone wash. Right, blue is not as prominent, but you can still see a lot of the areas there. Right, so let me just do what's left on this brush kind of paint work. And then I'm going to go back with a red real quick, or with a brown, and then see how that looks there. Alright, so we've effectively lightened him up. Right, you can see all of the underneath blueness. I'm going to try now with a brown. Let's see what that does. And once I figure out this process, it'll just be literally like I just skin tones will become super quick. It's just figuring out the ratios and processes. Man, that blue is just fucking cutting through everything, man. It'd be like a bruised version. It just got beat up. But may have to airbrush this another day to try and save it. Yeah, that blue just fucks it up. As you can see, like it's going away, but it would take a lot more work. I don't want to spend all of this time fixing it. So I'm going to move to a different head sculpt real quick, and we'll go from there. You will go on the back burner for now. Let's try this David Corn Sweat head that I sculpted and just give it a quick, see how fast we can get a decent skin tone with it. Utilizing these techniques. So we're at 4902. All right, let's see. See if I can get it in 10 minutes. And let's start with a brown. Brown. Speckled it. Okay. All right, moving to red. speckle it a bit. Cool, I'm gonna do one more red. Just a quick one. Okay. All right. Brown and red. So one brown, two red. Oh, gee, that's almost a perfect paint match for the Reeve body. It's like a tone lighter. Like if I do a really light brown, I could get it there. But look, super quick, easy, kind of skin tone. And it has a little bit of a translucency to it. It's hard to tell on camera, but the resin color kind of comes through, but it's pushing through little layers of the brown and the red, so it gives it kind of a depth. Overall, not bad. Not bad. Should I hit it with another brown? I mean, I'm kind of happy with that. But moving forward, all of my head sculpts are going to be printed in this high resolution resin. So super excited for it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm tempted to do another brown one, but I will leave it at that. So here's, and I'll probably end it right now. I only wanted to go an hour, so. But you watch me do the washes, mess up a head sculpt because that's how we learn. Learn not to do that blue again. So, but you keep it simple. I just did a brown and then two reds on this one. Pretty much match the Reeve body. I will fix this off camera another day. And then this is the starting color. So washes work. I swear by them. You don't always have to layer your paints, but that is awesome technique too. But if you just want something quick, kind of down and dirty, but also looks really good, I recommend the washes. So anyways, that's it. I'm gonna get off, and hopefully I can go live again another day. But I appreciate everyone kind of sticking through it. But thanks for tuning in. I'll catch y'all next time.